Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. I'm Rob Mackenzie LaFergie. Harry Potter has a bunch of amazing moments. Some funny, some sad, some scary, but one thing that many of these moments have in common is that they're pretty darn unforgettable. Now, I've spoken about some of the more important moments in past videos, and I'll try to avoid those for the most part. So, if you watch this and go, wait, he seriously didn't mention Dumbledore's death? Go watch the other Harry Potter videos we have on the channel. Now, get ready, here are my top 10 unforgettable Harry Potter moments. Number 10, 19 years later. Now this scene is rather controversial, with some liking it while a great number of fans hated it, but it's certainly unforgettable. Whether or not you like the scene, it's definitely one that we won't forget anytime soon. Seeing them older with their kids, being reminded that the world does go on after their adventures, it was crazy. And having grown up with Harry Potter, it was kind of a wake-up call that time does go on. So hey, get out there, do what you love, save the day from dark wizards, you do you. And for the record, I thought the scene was kinda cool, but that's just me.
Together.
Number 9, the death of CEDRIC Diggory. This scene was particularly sad, not just because Cedric dies, but Harry also sees the ghosts of his parents. Personally, I wasn't a huge fan of Cedric anyway, so I wasn't super crushed when he was killed, but it was kind of the first significant death in the series, and it was just super unexpected. It was also really emotional to see Harry talking with the parents he never knew. You knew just how hard it was for Harry to finally get to interact with his parents, but in the very worst of circumstances.
Let go. Sweetheart, you're ready.
Number 8. That time that Dumbledore calmly asked Harry, "Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?"
Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Okay, so maybe he wasn't so calm. For those of you not in on the joke, in the books, Dumbledore was described as having asked Harry this calmly in a much more Dumbledore-y fashion. But in the movie, they kind of went in the other direction with this, and Michael Gambon really went ham on Harry, creating something of a meme amongst the Potter community.
Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Honestly, in this scene, he kind of seems less like Dumbledore and more like a Murloc. Number 7. The final moment of Lupin and Tonks. This was a deleted scene, sadly, as most people were just waiting to find out about the death they knew was coming. While defending Hogwarts, Lupin and Tonks see a hole in the defensive shield and reach for each other before they presumably die. Which was kind of annoying because they could have just walked closer to each other, but I guess they wanted the moment to be more epic, so whatever. But then they deleted it, so screw them. We were robbed of this moment in the film, and while the deleted scene itself was somewhat disappointing, it was still really sad to be reminded that their son Teddy would be left alone.
You shouldn't have. It's Teddy who needs you.
He'll sleep till dawn and snore like his father.
It was a really sad moment, and the parallels to the deaths of Harry's parents certainly didn't make it any easier.
And Remus, your son.
Others will tell him what his mother and father died for.
Number 6. Sirius is good! Prisoner of Azkaban was kind of a roller coaster ride, which is part of why it was my favorite book in the series. We spent the whole time thinking Sirius was this evil murderer, only to learn that he was actually good, and that the killer was none other than Ron's rat Scabbers, who was actually Peter Pettigrew. Yikes. This revelation that we've been fearing an innocent man was crazy for young Ron, even if I sort of had an inkling back then. Sadly, all our hopes of a happy future for Harry were dashed at the end, even though they totally could have just used a time turner, but the time turner's dumb, so whatever. I'm salty about time turners, but Sirius is the man.
The ones that love us never really leave us. And you can always find them in here.
Number 5. The Mirror of ERISED. The scenes where Harry visits the Mirror of ERISED were really powerful. Of all the moments in the books and the films, this may actually be the part that most showed Harry's intense desire to have his family back.
Mom? Dad?
It's easy to forget while you read or watch because we're often distracted by Harry's heroics, but it was really powerful to see the boy confronted with the very thing he wanted most in his world, his family. And just in case you didn't know this, prepare to have your mind blown. ERISED is desire backwards, so it's the mirror of desire. Yeah, I'm sure 99% of you already knew that, but I know I blew at least one mind out there. You're welcome. Number 4. Peeves saluting Fred and George. If you've never read the books, you're missing out on a lot. Particularly Peeves, the Hogwarts poltergeist. He was sadly left out of the films, much to the dismay of Potterheads everywhere, but there was one moment in the books that, while insignificant, will always remain in my memory because it was just so cool. Even though Peeves normally causes trouble at the school, when the Weasley twins were making their grand exit, we finally got to see that while Peeves was definitely a a jerk, he still cared about the school and hated Umbridge. When the twins said, "Give her hell from us, Peeves," he turned and saluted them, showing the same respect he did for the Bloody Baron. I don't know, maybe this wasn't a big deal for you guys, but it really stuck with me all these years. Number 3, Umbridge and the Centaurs. This one felt so good. I would watch a 24-hour loop of this scene because my goodness was it bomb diggity. When Umbridge was taken away by the very centaurs she spoke so terribly about, it was justice in its purest form, and it felt so good. To me. It probably didn't feel so good to her.
Tell them I mean no harm!
I'm sorry, Professor.
It's unclear exactly what happened to her at the hands of the centaurs. There are a bunch of theories out there, but one thing is certain. After what she did to the students, she'll get no sympathy from me. Number 2, Dobby is free! Dobby is free! Oh man, this was such a joyous moment for me. While I spent much of the second book hating Dobby for all the crap he put Harry through, I really couldn't help feeling for him. He really was just trying to protect Harry, even if he went about it in a bit of a strange way.
If Harry Potter thought his friends had forgotten him, Harry Potter might not want to go back to school, sir.
When Lucius Malfoy threw him the book in the sock, I was ecstatic for 2 reasons.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
What?
Dobby got to go free, which is great, and the Malfoys got screwed over, which is even better. Now that's the kind of win-win we can all love.
Dobby is free.
Number 1, the moment Harry found out he was a wizard. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I was something of an outcast. I was super nerdy and didn't have the best social skills, so I often found myself relating a ton to Harry. Now, I didn't fit in school, he didn't fit in at home. So when Hagrid showed up to take him away from his life, it felt like it was me being saved.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I got to go with Harry into this unknown magical world, and it was such a great way for me to escape. I'm not gonna lie, after reading the first book, I wish that I was a wizard basically every birthday until I stopped having parties. But I definitely don't do that whenever the clock says 11:11 now. Totally, so that'd be weird. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please smack that delicious thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more videos. Let me know which moment in Harry Potter you'll never forget in the comments section down below. And seriously, if you haven't read the books, read them, or else get the Stephen Fry audiobooks. They're pretty bomb. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.